Hi, welcome everybody to another Facebook Live. I am Ginger Burr of Total Image Consultants, and I'm here to talk to you today about what has, I think for a long time now, been a fairly popular topic with women over 40, and that is, what the heck is age appropriate? How do you find out what you should be wearing and what you should not be wearing? Is there a list somewhere? We're going to dive into all of that. First, let me tell you a little bit and welcome you, first of all. Thank you for being here, whether you're here live or you are watching the replay. I'm happy that you're here, and I hope that you will comment and share your thoughts about this very somewhat controversial topic. I also want to tell you that I am someone who, obviously, I'm over 40, and I have been an image consultant for over 30 years. And I help women. I like to think of it as helping to empower women, to help them feel good about how they look, and to make getting dressed in the morning less stressful, easier. They can open their closet, pull something out, put it on, know that the color looks great. They can mix and match their wardrobe. They're ready for whatever occasion it is that they have to go to. And it just brings more ease to their day-to-day experience. So that's what I do, and that's why a topic like age-appropriate dressing tends to pop up a lot. It's out there. If you maybe you've Googled age-appropriate, what's age-appropriate for over 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever age you are. I have women in their 30s who are talking to me about this as well. And if you do that, you will find a bazillion things that pop up. And everybody has an opinion about what you should be wearing and what you should not be wearing. So I want to dive into this with you a little bit, and let's look at what is it? What do you do with it? Should you pay attention to it? Should you ignore it? Part of the reason that this has popped up for me is that I put a little question out there in my free Facebook group, and in case you want to know what that is and go and explore it, it's Your Total Image with Ginger. And we got talking. It was a pretty active conversation about age appropriateness and what is and what isn't. And it was interesting to hear what the women were sharing. Things that they had heard were not age appropriate. And some of it really, I have to say, boggled my mind. And I'm gonna share a few of these with you. One of them was spaghetti straps. Really? Spaghetti straps? I mean, I know it can mean that you have to pay a little bit more attention to what bra you're wearing, that kind of thing, but why would you not be able to wear spaghetti straps? So hopefully we put that one to rest out there. Wear spaghetti straps if you really like them. Sleeveless tops, that's another one that I just hear from women a lot. And also women tend to impose this one on themselves as well, just because as we get older, sometimes our arms are not quite as firm as they used to be. And so we get sensitive about that. But there's absolutely nothing to stop you from wearing sleeveless tops, and I encourage you still to wear them, whether you love your arms or you don't. Let's show them and feel confident about that. Okay, so off of tops, there was another thing was backpacks. Now I understand this whole thing about backpacks, and maybe if have like things written on them or they're messy looking or something. I have no idea why someone had backpacks on their list. I have a client who I've been working with her for years, and a little while ago, we got her this really beautiful backpack in a gorgeous color, right in her color palette. It was very elegant, and she loved it. In fact, it came in a whole bunch of colors, so she went and got it, I think, in 3 different colors because she enjoyed it so much. There was absolutely nothing inappropriate about that. I have no idea why someone has put backpacks on the list. So put your mind at ease. Backpacks are okay. Above the knee skirts, that's a biggie. We hear that one a lot. I've just in the past couple of weeks, I've worked with one client who's in her 50s, another woman who's in her 60s, both of whom, I have to say, they rock skirts that are above the knee. They look amazing. I'm envious. I wish that I did. They look great. And there was no way I was going to tell them that because they're at that age that they can't wear skirts above their knee. I mean, they're not going around wearing them mid-thigh. I guess they could if they wanted to, but neither of them wanted to. particularly for work. We were talking a couple inches above the knee, and they looked amazing. So above the knee skirts are not off the, out of whatever you say it, however you say it. You can wear them. You can wear them. That's what I'm trying to say. Shorts are another one right up there with skirts, which is crazy. Most of my clients wear shorts. Graphic tees. Now that one was an interesting one. I think that maybe they were talking about people who wear obscenities on them or something offensive. To be honest with you, I cannot imagine even one of my clients doing that. So, or any woman I know, client or friend or family or whatever. So I don't know what that issue is, but graphic tees can be totally awesome and add to your wardrobe. And they have a lot of personal expression to them. So that's sort of a crazy one. One I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear is leggings. And please, if you're over there in the comments, feel free to add what's on your list. I would love to hear what you have heard that you should not wear when you're over 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever it is. But leggings was a biggie. I think that one comes about because right now you'll find a lot of young people wearing leggings as pants. I'm not going to get into that. They're not my clientele. But I can't think of even one of my clients who is wearing leggings as pants. So not an issue. Another one is two-piece bathing suits. Again, I just recently worked with a client in her 50s, looks amazing in a two-piece bathing suit, just very beautiful. So I don't get that one either. And then the final one on my list right here was jeans. Really? Jeans? You shouldn't wear jeans if you're over 40. That's just total craziness. I have no idea where that, she did tell me where that list came from, but it was just totally crazy. So obviously you can find someone who will say there are a bazillion things you should not be wearing, but really fashion and the choices that you make in your wardrobe for what you want to wear, it's about you. It's not about what other people say. And I'm going to get into all of that a little bit more in a minute. But other people, personally, I don't think they should be dictating to you what you should or shouldn't wear, particularly based on your age. One thing that I find sometimes affects women, and this has more to do with not other people telling them what to wear or what's age appropriate, but with them feeling self-conscious or sensitive about their bodies. And as we get older, things get softer. The other day, I just have to tell you this, I was at the gym and I was working out doing a tricep exercise. And you lift your arm up like this, and you're doing this kind of thing. And all of a sudden I looked over at my arm here and I thought, oh my God, what the heck happened to my skin inside my elbow? It was very weird. It was just so messy looking. And I had to laugh. I took a minute and thought, oh, how sad. I've gotten old, so my arms look like I'm 110 years old. And then I thought, Ginger, get a grip, okay? Who's looking at your elbows beside you, and how many times are you doing tricep exercises in front of somebody? So, it took me aback for a minute, but then I thought, this is just crazy. So I decided that it was totally fine to bare my elbows. So you probably think I'm totally nuts. But anyway, what I'd love to know from you is, what do you wear with great joy, or sometimes even a little defiance because you've seen something on a list that it's not age approved, if you will? And it was interesting because there were a couple of women in the Facebook group who did have that defiance, which I totally loved. One woman said, she says, I don't give a damn what anyone else thinks. Yay. And another woman said, that you should wear what feels appropriate to you and wear it proudly. And I could not agree more. Absolutely true. So tell me, what's been keeping you, what are the things that you have not been wearing because someone's been telling you that you shouldn't? Or what are the things that you just feel unsure of? Feel free to put those in the comments. If we don't get to them tonight or you're watching the replay, I'll go back and check and see what you have to say about this as well. But what I really want to talk about is, what is this really about? It's not about these specific styles. It's really not. What it's about is your confidence level, your self-confidence. And when you feel good about how you're dressed, it doesn't really matter what someone else says to you. That's what you will find. And actually, I'm going to tell you a little story. There was a woman who, I live in a house on a very, very busy street, and I have a very narrow driveway. And if the cars get even just a little bit too close in or overlap my driveway a little bit, I can't get my car out of my driveway. And so, unfortunately, this happens more than I wish that it did. But one day, I got into my car, I started to back up, and then I noticed that there was a car parked too close in and I couldn't get out. So I got out of my car, I went over, I saw there was somebody in the car. And I knocked on the window and I just said, you're blocking my driveway, could you just move up a little bit? And he sort of ignored me, and I knocked on the window again. I thought, well, maybe he's listening to music, I don't know, he's not hearing me. I said, move your car up, please. I can't get out of my driveway. Out of nowhere, this woman, crazy woman, comes. She's walking her dog. This crazy woman comes out of nowhere, and she starts screeching at me to shut up and stop bothering her husband. And, they would move, and they were ready to move anyway. I won't go into all the details. I was just so taken aback. I thought, who is this person? And I said, hey, what's your problem? Calm down and please just move your car up. That set her off even more. So finally I thought, well, I'm just going to walk away from this and hopefully she'll move. And if she doesn't, I'll call the police. But anyway, so she could tell that I was sort of ignoring her. So she turned to me and she said, you're old. You look old. And you are trying to dress like somebody who's in her 20s and you look old. And I just turned to her. I couldn't resist. I'm really sorry. I turned to her and I said, I know you're trying to hurt my feelings, but you're really not. And then I just walked away. I thought, Ginger, just be quiet. I walked away. I got in my car, and I wasn't just saying that. I felt good about what I was wearing. I felt good about what I was wearing. I didn't feel like I was trying to be 20, and I didn't care whether she thought I was or not. It didn't matter. I felt good about what I was wearing. So I did not let that affect. I didn't what I was wearing then, or whether or not I would continue to wear that in the future. I didn't give it a second thought. It was not like, oh my gosh, should I not be wearing this? None of that. Because my self-confidence in what I was wearing was high. And that's what I wish for all of you. That's what I help all of my clients with, is to empower them so that you don't have to read these lists and wonder, oh, should I be wearing my skirts above my knee, or can I wear leggings? It's more a personal choice. That's really what we're going for here, so that you can decide for yourself whether something is appropriate or not, or fits your lifestyle or your personality or whatever it is. So what I recommend for you is to do 3 quick things. One is make a list. Are there things that you think, oh, can I wear that or can I not? There was one woman, a client that I've worked with, and she came to me because she was in her early 40s, and she liked to dress in a way that was a little bit sexy, a little bit alluring, but she was worried that she was kind of going a little over the top. And she had lost perspective about whether how she was dressing worked for her or not. So she and I worked together for a little while. And one of the things that we determined, all of my clients get 4 inner beauty words. These are words that describe who they are on the inside. And then I help them to use that information to reflect that on the outside and the choices that they make. And so this woman, one of her inner beauty words was that she was sassy. So very perfect with the whole, I want to be a little sexy, a little alluring, kind of that attractive, fun kind of energy. But one of her other inner beauty words was that she was poised. And that was the part of her personality that was giving her feedback and was saying, wearing things short, tight, and low cut all at the same time, maybe not poised. And so we were able to explore that with her and figure out what was right for her. It wasn't what somebody else was telling her. She and I explored that together. So then she felt confident. So make a list. What are you maybe not wearing because you worry that it's not appropriate, and maybe you wish you could wear it? But that's what you want to do, is look and see, do you really wish you could wear that? Or is it just something that's on a list and you're feeling all know that whole thing about French women. And they, to a person, they have said, you know, I want the effortlessness, the chicness, the pulled together look that I see from French women. That's where they want to go with what feels appropriate to them. And so get inspired by other women. And then there was one woman in the Facebook group who was saying that she always wondered if she could wear, or she didn't think that she could wear distressed jeans until she saw a friend of hers who's in her 80s wearing distressed jeans and looking awesome. And then she realized, you know, if she can do it, so can I. And that inspired her to go and try them. And she did, and she found an outfit that she feels really happy in and feels like it's her and she's delighted to wear and doesn't worry about whether or not it's age appropriate. She feels confident. That's the key. You see that theme running through this. But most of all, step number 3, stop listening to those people. Really, if you read those lists out there, you won't leave your house because there won't be anything that you can wear going out to the world. I mean, really, jeans are on the list. Jeans are on the list. So don't listen to what any of those people are saying. Stop giving over your power to them. It's important for you to empower yourself, to take that, and if you've given it away, to take that power back. Wear things that make you happy, but you want to do it with confidence. In the same way that I did it with that outfit that that woman was yelling at me about, who knows what would have happened if I had been in something that I felt self-conscious about, but I didn't. And that's really important to me, that I feel good in how I look every day. Now, if for, oh, wait a minute, there was just one thing I want to remember here. Okay, so what's really important is that if you don't know what works for you, like my client I was mentioning earlier, it's important that you get help. It's one of the things that I do with women all the time. And so feel free, if you would like to reach out and chat with me a little bit, feel free to reach out. You can private message me on Facebook, or you can send me an email at ginger@totalimageconsultants.com, or let's just chat a little bit here in the comments section of this as well. Whatever will help you to feel better. But I want to leave you with something, because mostly what I want to make sure of is that my job is to inspire women to have deep satisfaction and feel really great and confident in what they're wearing. This is an article, one about what's age appropriate, that I think is very much worth reading. And it was written by, some of you may have seen it, it was written by Michelle Combs. It's called What Not to Wear After 50, The Final Say. Now she lists a whole bunch of things. I'm just going to tell you 3 really quick ones. She says, do not wear the weight of the world on your shoulders. I love that one. Do not wear a stiff upper lip, at least not all the time. And do not wear shame and regret. A lot of us carry that around with us. And that woman who was talking to me earlier and yelling at me, she was trying to shame me. That was her way of fighting back. And thankfully, it did not work. But a lot of us carry shame and regret. And that doesn't always have to do with what you're wearing. It can be in any part of your life, but she says give up shame and regret. And the other thing, she ends the article with this. She says, from where I sit, it seems appropriate changes based on geography, social status, income, and size. After a while, the advice becomes a confusing blur. She's absolutely right. Really, if you read those lists, like I said, you would never leave your house because there would be absolutely nothing that you felt comfortable or confident wearing. So don't read those lists. Anyway, it's a great article by Michelle Combs. I highly recommend that you read it. And remember that other people are putting their age-appropriate lists out there as the truth. And what you want to do is find the truth for yourself. It's their opinion only. And it's up to you to create a wardrobe that you've put together with intention, that builds your self-confidence, that feels awesome, so you don't have to worry about those lists. And make the list. Get inspired by other women, read the article by Michelle Combs, call me if you think that will be helpful, but mostly feel great about how you look. That's the thing. Every day when you get dressed, I really wish for you that you feel wonderful. That's the part of the joy of our lives, is being able to express ourselves through our clothing options and not have to worry about age-appropriate lists. So Oh, Celeste, you're so funny. She says, the driveway lady is jealous of you. Oh, you're so cute. I have no idea. Believe me, she's a little nutty, so I'm not so sure she was jealous. She was something. I don't know what. But anyway, I will be happy to hear more from you in the comment section, either live, although we're ending in a second, or in the replay. But thank you so much for being here. I hope it's put your mind at ease a little bit about how to dress in a way that honors who you are and feels great. And I will see you for the next Facebook Live. Have a great night.